Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live session today. I'm Serena Dalietos, and I'm super excited to be here with you. And I hope you're ready because we have a fantastic topic to dive into today: the journey of starting and succeeding in an online business. And as you can see, I'm not alone. I'm joined by a very special guest all the way from Mexico. I was actually prepared to say New Brunswick, but then just now I realized that Deborah is in Mexico. And please welcome my amazing business partner, Deborah. Hi, Deborah. How are you doing
Hi,
today?
Serena. I'm awesome. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for giving me your valuable time, and I'm so thankful to have you with me today.
Thank
So
you.
today we are going to talk about how online business can change lives, literally. And we'll share some of our stories, the ups and downs we have faced, and most importantly, give you some actionable tips. And I mean, if you are thinking of starting your own online business, so let's get into it. So, Deborah, why don't you share with everyone how you got into this online business world and what made you take the leap?
Wow. That's quite a story, actually. But I want to introduce myself to everybody so they get a gist of who I am and my age and things. So, anyways, my name is Deborah. I am a mother of six adult children. I have 19 grandchildren. I had number 10 great grandchild on Monday, and I'm due to have number 11 in 2 weeks.
Oh,
So, anyways, in 2015, I lost my position of many years. It was eliminated. And there was 1,200 of us that the company eliminated the positions of. We were very high paid people, and it was a smart decision on the company part, but hard on me. So, anyways, I got a great severance package. I know I could survive a couple of years on this severance package, but I thought I'm going to take a year off work because I've never had a year off work. Back when I had children, you'd have a baby on a Friday and back to work on Monday. So, I never had time off work. When you raise six children, you need two incomes. So, I decided I'd take a year off work and did some traveling, for a year. And then in 2016, I decided I would start putting resumes out there and look for work. And I thought, I can do this. I can do this. So I started looking for work and I got lots of interviews, but I think they felt they had to interview me because every one of them said to me, "How long do you plan on staying in the workforce?" And I said, "Oh,
wow.
that's a question that, I don't know because, if they knew me, and some of them did, because I used to deal with the big companies in the oil sands through my previous job. So I knew a lot of these people that interviewed me. So they knew, that I had battled the little C, and they knew that I had been in a very severe accident. And, so there's no guarantees when you're over the age of 60 and how long you're going to stay in the workforce. So I said to them, I get it. I know you guys are
Oh,
looking for people, in 20s or 30s out of university that can give you 20 to 30 to 40 years service. I understand that being a business person. So, anyways, I had to come to the realization nobody's going to hire anybody over the age of 60. So I started searching online and I thought, what am I going to do? If I'm going to work for a small wage, then I'm going to find something I can do from home. Because
mhm.
in Fort McMurray, Alberta, where I live, could get minus 52 in the winter months and it's cold. So I thought, I'm not going to go out in that kind of weather in the winter for a minimum wage job or something. But I knew I had to work because a couple of years prior to losing my position, we had a family situation happen and it took all of our savings, all of our investments, everything, to help this family member. And I'd do it again tomorrow. But, anyways, you do what you do for your family. So, anyways, I started searching online. And in December of 2016, Well, for a couple of months, this ad was going across my page and across my page, and I kept thinking, I just don't want to do anything like that. I just want a job. I just want a job that I can do online. I know it's not going to be much money, but just something I can do online from home, and that's it. So finally, I have a lot of faith, and I prayed a lot about it, and was like, the Lord saying, I'm giving this to you. Like, just grab it. So finally, I clicked on the ad, and I watched the webinar, the information session, that 90-minute information session. And I watched it over and over and over again, because I knew the minute I watched it that this business was going to work. I didn't know how it was going to work, because I understood right in the beginning that it wasn't a get rich quick scheme. I knew it was something I was going to have to learn. I was going to have to put some time and a lot of effort into doing it, because I had no idea about social media. I used to work on my computer 12 to 14 hours every day, with my job, and I worked 12-hour shifts. So I used to, at the end of the day, I closed my computer. I didn't want to learn how to go on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and TikTok. And I was saying, what kind of names are those anyways for, platforms? So I had a huge learning curve to do. I didn't know how to put a picture on Facebook when I started this business. So I thought, I can do it, but I know it's going to be, a lot of work for me. But thank God I had a 12-year-old grandson at the time, who is 19 now, who taught me how to put a picture on Facebook. And of course, he said, Grandma, anytime you want to do something on your computer, you just Google, how do I put a picture on Facebook using my MacBook Pro? Question mark. And your answer will come up. And I thought, well, that seems easy enough. Well, when they say people have common sense when it comes to doing these things, maybe some people my age do, but most of us don't. We didn't have those kind of things. So anyways, I put the question in, and the answer, it would pop up, a video would pop up, but it wasn't about the answers. It was like cars and jewelry and makeup and anything to do except for that. So I had to wait till the next day till he got home from school, and I called him and I said, Tace, honey, this isn't working for Grandma. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And he said, well, what are you doing, Grandma? Tell me what you're doing. So I told him, and he said, well, what do you see? And I told him, and he said, Grandma, down on the bottom right-hand corner of that screen, there'll be a little thing that says skip ad. I said, well, you didn't tell me that. So, I mean, there's some things that you just can't assume that people have common sense about. So I prove every day of my life, if I can do this business and become as successful as I am, anybody can do it, right? So anyways, February 7th, 2017, I became an online business owner. And it's just gone uphill ever since. I thank God every day that I found this business. And it wasn't get rich quick for me, but it works. It works. And once you get your business growing, you can't stop this business. The only way that you're going to fail in this business is to quit. And people can't come in and expect, they're going to come into the business and just sit there and do nothing and wait for the people who brought them in to do the business. We're not one of those businesses. This is a very legit business, and what you put effort into is what you get back from it, not what other people do. Because if people go out there and buy a $2 million franchise, a McDonald's franchise, if they never enter the doors or learn how to make a burger or know the equipment, their business isn't going to run very well.
Absolutely.
Right? And our business is the same. We need to learn it. And we're so fortunate and so blessed that we have an amazing, amazing training program and video based. So if you can watch a video, turn it on and turn it off and read, you can build this business, because everything is video based. So it is amazing.
Amazing story. Deborah, I had so many go lives with other business partners. I think your go live is one of the ones that actually gave me a goosebumps when you're telling your story. I'm so proud. Actually, I'm so grateful to have you here today. looking at your story, it looks like it's 7 years you're in this business.
Yes.
And this business is almost 8 years old. I mean, a little bit over 8 years.
Yeah, it'll be
So
8 years in November.
you are one of the people who just started in the beginning. So
Yes.
and we are so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you are here with me today. So I mean, I wanted to ask, my second question that I had in my mind to ask you was, what was your biggest challenges in this business that I think you already answered that question. So
Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
let me tell about a little bit more about myself so that you get to know me better, because today is the first day we are meeting. I'm Serena, ex-Canadian.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, actually, my husband is ex-Canadian too. But so the story is, I had I started my career with a traditional offline business in Mississauga, Ontario,
Okay.
and I had like a couple of stores. One was the gas station. If you remember, in those days, it was called Max Stores. So I was a dealer
Yes.
operator at Max. And
Yeah.
now they changed it to Circle K, but at that time it was Max Convenience Stores. And the other store that I had was an ethnic halal meat shop. So it was very specific to the Persian, Indian, Pakistani community who are looking for ethnic foods.
Yes.
So I know the problems of offline businesses. There is tons of them. The vendor issue, the customer complaints, the employee problems. Calling sick, and there was times that I was becoming a butcher because I didn't have any butcher back there.
Yeah.
So, or there
And
was
you have
times
the
that
overhead costs. Yeah.
I was cleaning the floors. There was times that I was merchandising. So, you had to, as an owner, you have to, be prepared to, do everything in your own store. So, having said that, um, due to some, I mean, at that time I was married to my ex-husband, and I have two sons. And they're like grown up. My older son, he just turned 29 this year, and my younger one is 26. And they are both in Canada, both CPA. And they have house over there. They're living there, and every once a year or 2 times a year, I go and see them back in Canada. So in 2019, actually, a little bit more to that. In 2014,
Mm-hmm.
I had some life-changing events, and so which actually, due to which I sold my stores, and I moved out of Ontario to just give myself a little bit change. So I joined this American company as a general manager, and started working for them. So for 3 years, and that was in first I moved to Edmonton for a year, and then the same company moved me to Winnipeg, and I was there for 3 years in Winnipeg. And in one of the job fairs that I actually attended to hire some quality, employees for my store, I got recruited myself in that job fair by the company that I was working for was an American company, but this company was like a very old a Canadian company called the Northwest Company that had stores up in northern indigenous communities serving them. So it was very different for me. It was very I was scared, but I was excited too at the same time. But I wanted to I'm kind of a person, I go for challenges. I'm not scared to try them. So I decided to move to northern communities. The first store, I was hired as a store manager, and the first store that they gave me was in La Loche,
Oh,
Saskatchewan.
wow. I've
Yeah,
been there. I have been there.
it is a beautiful community. I fell in love with that community. There was like 1,800, people in that community. And but the good thing was that it had a road access, right?
Mhm.
It's not too far from Saskatoon, and I'm at least once every 2 months I used to go to Saskatoon, do some like shopping and come back. And then I had to take a little bit break, and I decided to go to Japan for a
Ah,
couple of months. And the reason I did that is that there was a proposal for a business opportunity. So I did go to Japan to actually um, um, purchase a restaurant. So I went there, and I got an LOA from my company, and I wanted to see what what are my options. Is it is it
easy.
somewhere that I want to live? And so after checking the sales, obviously, like I was my store was a high volume store when I was running my own store, and I, I didn't think that that's a good idea to go over there and like doesn't don't make that much money. I was actually when I was comparing to my current job, I was making more money than buying that business, so it didn't work for me. So I came back, and they transferred me to Fond du Lac,
Where?
either more higher.
Oh,
But
wow.
it is very very close to Fort McMurray, because it has a winter road, right?
Well, that's how I got to La Loche too, was on the winter ice road. And then we would go up the winter ice road to Fort Mackay.
Fort McKay. Okay. Have
Yeah.
you been to Fond du Lac?
I don't think I have.
No. Okay. It's a beautiful place. Amazing people. I miss them. Really, I want to go back. That's where my life story changed, to be honest. My When I came back from Japan, before going to like Fond du Lac, here in Vancouver, I had a stop in Vancouver, so I wanted to see Vancouver, because I've been pretty much everywhere in Canada except Vancouver. So I said, you know what, before going back to work, I want to just spend some time in Vancouver. So the last 1 week that I spent here in Vancouver, I met my husband here.
Ah,
And then I moved to Fond du Lac, and believe me or not, the first week my current husband decided to come and join me, and I was like, wow, like I'm new here. He wants to come and see me here, so he came to see me. That was our second time that we were meeting. And it was literally 3 days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday he flew back. And then after he flew back, he said that I'm actually going to Greece for 3 weeks, but after I come back, I'll come and see you. So as Deborah, the flying back there is literally like at least 2 grand. I don't know, maybe it's more now, but at that time it was like 2 grand to go out
that's
there.
more now.
So
Yeah.
he was willing to come up there and meet me in 3 weeks. I said, oh wow. So
Yes.
when he came back to meet me after 3 weeks, imagine it was after 1 month of our first meeting here in Vancouver, he came with the ring, and he proposed me.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And then, so it was the time that we were thinking, okay, what we want to do. We want to stay up there. We want to leave. And then finally we decided that I put my resignation, and we move to city. At that time, the plan was to move to back to Winnipeg, because I had an offer from somebody to work for them as a real estate broker. And this was back when I was in Winnipeg, and then she was a managing broker, and then she fell in love with me. She said, "Oh, you know what? I want to work. I want you to work with me, and you're so presentable and blah blah blah." So Anyway, but at that time was too late because I already accepted the job offer. So I excused her. I said, I'm sorry, I just got a job. So I knew that I have something to go back. So I decided to come back to Winnipeg. And that's where, when after we got married, it was a 1 month time period that we were kind of like going back and forth talking, what should we do and this and that. So we decided to live in the US. So anyway, I came back here, and that's where we really wanted. At that time, 100% we said, we're going to live in the US together. We are not living in Canada, but that was actually a blessing in the sky because my husband living here and I was living there, so it was difficult because COVID hit. So we were so blessed because if COVID hit, and my husband is an engineer, he travels for COVID for his work. And imagine if COVID will hit, and I'm stuck in Canada, and he's stuck here. So it was not pleasant for both of us, especially if we are newlywed. So and then when I moved here, we were deciding what we want to do, what kind of a business I want to start. Maybe instead of working for somebody, I open my own business. And looking at the COVID and how people were losing their jobs, I was leaning more towards like working for somebody else. And then my husband said, this lady back in Winnipeg, she saw a potential in you to be a real estate broker. So I think you should start, studying for becoming a real estate broker. I said, oh, okay. So I started studying for real estate broker. And that's where, and obviously at that time we were traveling. It was right in the beginning of the COVID, and it was not that strict. So and I was talking to one of my best friends back in Canada, and she told me, she said, you know what, your husband travels. Why don't you just, do a business that allows you to travel? I said, well, I don't know any business like that. She said, well, a while ago I started this business. Why don't you join this? Anyway, I asked, I said, okay, can you give me more information? She sent me, her, she told me to give her email address, and I gave her my email address. And that's how everything started. And I started my online business while I was studying for real estate to become a real estate broker. And at the same time that I was done my training, I got my license at the same time too. So everything started uh, from here in US.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so blessed to be in this business. And I can say maybe the first thing, my husband changed my life. He brought me from there to here, and then I started this business, and here I am. We travel a lot. We love traveling. And through the year, I can say we go like at least 50 travels. People, they
Yes.
call me Marco Polo. And
Awesome.
here I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is an awesome story. Man,
Yeah.
that's just awesome. So you now do the online business. Is it full time you work the online business?
Well, actually, yes and no. So it all depends. If I am in city, I focus more on my real estate business because I have clients. I'm working with them, and I take them around and show them houses. But if I'm not in the city, if we are traveling, sometimes we go to travel for a couple of months. And obviously, I'm not here. I can't take customers here and there. So then my online business is my full time.
Yes.
But there is a twist in the story that unfortunately, the real estate business is very slow. And not only me, the
Everyone.
whole real estate business is not doing well because of the economy that it's same thing in Canada,
Yeah,
same
I
thing
would
everywhere
just
in the world.
yes.
So now I'm focusing more on my online business. You can say it's my full time at this time. Yes.
Awesome. Because this online business is the way of the future. It truly is the way of the future. I
Absolutely.
support myself by my online business. If because pensions in Canada, and I know in the States too, are just not enough for people to survive. I mean, when we had the family situation happen, in 2014, 15, it took every penny we had to help out with that situation. And, we were taking out investments and savings and everything we had, to help this family. And you do what you have to do. But, when life happens, there's no retirement plan. And I had lost my position of many years, and I already taken the pension from that. So, there was just no pension. So I would not be able to survive on my pensions that I get. There is absolutely no way that I could live in Mexico, travel. Last summer, I went for 3 months, and I went from one end of Canada to the other because I have the 6 children. I have 2 in New Brunswick, 2 in Ontario, and 2 in Alberta. And, I have grandchildren in British Columbia and Alberta and Ontario and New Brunswick and all over, So it's, you just don't go for a couple of weeks to visit. You got to start at one end of the country and go to the other. I couldn't do that living on a pension. It's
Absolutely.
expensive to travel, right? And so there's just no way you can do that if you don't have something else, to work towards or to plan on. And I love it when I see young people, and you do not look like you have children 26 and 29 years old. Just doesn't look that way. But anyways, when I see young people come into this business that have small children, it melts my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because, one year for Christmas, Serena, I gave my kids a book, and it was a book about their childhood, that they were to fill in, and, about the good, the bad, the ugly, what they liked about their parents, what they didn't like, what they liked about their siblings, what they didn't like, what they would change in their life. If they could have changed, what would have been the major thing? So after I gave it to them, I thought, oh my goodness, maybe I don't want to know these things. So I said to them, don't rush in giving these books back to me. I want you to really take your time, put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into it, because this may change the way that you guys become parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my youngest daughter gave it back, 3-4 months later, and I thought, oh no, this can't be good. The youngest is 6. She's the only one I butted heads with as a teenager, and this can't be good. If I'm going to get the bad and the ugly, I'm going to get it from her. She's going to tell me what a bad mom I was. So anyways, she gave the book back, and I had it quite a while before I actually opened it to read it, because I didn't know if I wanted, to read it. I didn't want to know how bad of a parent I was, but I opened the book and I read it, and there was so many tears reading that book of happiness and sad and memories and things. And the very last page in the book was, if you could have changed anything in your childhood growing up, what would it have been? And hers was, and I get choked every time I say this, she wished her mother had been home more and not worked so much.
That's what I was thinking.
I will never get that back as long as I live. I worked because, like I say, I had children, and I had, a lot of expenses, and we kept the kids all in sports, and, not one of them, all of them, in activities. So, it was expensive raising children. And in New Brunswick on the East Coast of Canada, the wages aren't very high there. They're low wages. And back in the 80s, raising children, 70s and 80s, it was, it was hard. So anyways, so when I see young people that have small children coming into this business, it's like, man, you guys have it right. Like, you guys are doing life right. You have your job, you're starting an online business, and you have the time to put into it and the effort, and, just spend the time doing what you need to do to get this business built, because this is the way that you're going to be able to travel the world and take your children with you.
Exactly.
Look at how many people in our business travel the world, live in different countries for a certain length of time, and their kids, they homeschool their kids, and the kids are the smartest kids. Unbelievable how educated they are, because they're not sitting on, you know, these games all the time, because they're exploring, they're out learning the countries, they're learning about their industries, they're learning, you know, about their capitals and their states and their provinces, and, you know, they're learning all about these different countries, and the education level is just so much better for these children because they have this opportunity. But if you're in a job, you can't do that.
Absolutely.
To go on a vacation once a year for 2 weeks, you know, and then the company that you work for tells you what 2 weeks you can have off. And maybe it's not 2 weeks that your children are out of school. So, you know, when I see young people start this business, it just melts my heart. And then to see people my age join, you know, I've had people say to me, "Oh, I'm too old." And I said, "Well, I'm older than you." Like, no, you're never too old. Why do you want to sit in a house, wait to die and waiting to die? Like, you know, just because, you know, we're almost 70 years old doesn't mean that we're ready to die. We got a lot of living to go, a lot of places to see, a lot of things to do, you know?
Absolutely.
So people just need to take a look, and we know it's not for everybody, but we have a vehicle that if people are looking for something that can sustain them for the rest of their life, and it's not going to be a get rich quick scheme, you got to work it, you have to learn it, and you've got to be smart. And I love you say work smart, not hard. And people in this business work smart. It doesn't have to be hard, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't have to
Actually,
be hard.
I have a quote from Warren Buffett. I hope everybody
Oh,
know who Warren Buffett is. So he says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die.
exactly. Exactly. I love that. I have that quote too. I
This
love
this this is very close to my heart because you know, we really work smart, and you know, and the whole world nowadays it's shifting to online, right?
exactly.
So it's much better that people they realize it sooner than later.
Yeah. Well, already in Fort McMurray, Alberta, they have remote control trucks. The
Right.
biggest, largest trucks in the world are being run remotely now.
That's right.
Not even in the field. They're in an office miles and miles and miles away. So you don't need the truck drivers to do it anymore, right? You know, people are losing their jobs. Machines are taking over. The factory machines are taking over. You don't even need people in most factories now. The, you know, and like you said, online is going to be the way of the future. And in 2020, during, you know, the pandemic, so many people quit their jobs. You know, a lot of people lost their jobs, you know, because of the pandemic and stuff. They had no choice. But a lot of people started working online and doing other things at that time. And they realized I can make as much money sitting at home in the comfort of my own home or from wherever I want. I don't need to have that stress of a job and this and that. So it was the highest rate in the world of people quitting their jobs was during the pandemic. The highest in the world.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, right? Just
Yeah.
everywhere. And people started working online. People here in Mexico, I have met hundreds of people since I've been here, hundreds. And they're all online workers, you know, difference. They don't all do online businesses. Some have online businesses. A lot of people have joined me since I've been here, but there's a lot of people that just have jobs online. And they're from all over the world, you know, people from Canada, the United States, the UK, all over, Australia, New Zealand, like all over, people I've met from different countries, Germany, Russia, and they're all here living and working remotely.
That's that's so true. Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to actually while we are here, I'm doing something here. Give me a second. I want to introduce the audience to our founders and that we were talking about 8 years ago. Here is Mike and Darren.
They're my mentors.
They're your mentors.
Yeah, they're my personal mentors.
You are super lucky. I mean, I'm lucky to have my mentor as well too. But
yes.
So, and then this right now, as of right now, we are 215.6 thousand people in this online business community, which is wow. Like imagine in 8 years. So.
Well, I was number 106 in that dream team.
100, wow.
Yeah. And it was amazing. Yeah. And, you know, our founders are the most selfless people I have ever met in my life. You know, I went and stayed with them in their home, and they treated me like their mother, like just the most respect that, you know, I would take a shower in the morning and be coming out, and, you know, they knew I'd be all dressed and ready for the day. And Mike would hand me a cup of coffee just the way I loved it. Aww. Right. As soon as I walked out, like two of the most generous, most selfless people I have ever met in my life.
Yeah, they are very down to earth, very down to earth.
Help so many people. I mean, you know, not just a few. They have helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people with this business. And every day they're still helping people with this business. Every day. You know, they could walk away from this business and let somebody else take it over and just run it. And they could just be in the background collecting the money, right? But no, they have such a desire to see everybody that comes into this business to become successful. They are the overseers. They are the ones that are the trainers. Like, they are two of the most selfless people I've ever met in my life. Ever.
All right, so let's watch a short video, and then when we come back, we'll ask Deborah to introduce this video.
Drink and live to be 122. Let's bloom the flowers of.
That is Mr. O'Shara. He is the owner of the product, the company of the product that we own. And that video was taken at the 50th annual reunion in Japan this year in July. And him and his wife and family, I met them in Calgary, Alberta last year. And they are the most awesome people, down to earth people. They don't speak any English, but they have a translator that goes with them everywhere they go so that they can speak it. But yeah, that's Mr. O'Shara, and the product that we use for our company. He is the founder of that, and they just had their 50th anniversary. So when people ask me about the product, I'll say, you know, we have a proven product that works. It's, you know, it's the best of the best that you'll ever find anywhere in the world. And that product changes people's lives too.
Absolutely. Yeah. So true.
Totally.
And you know, I want to actually show another video of Mike and Darren speaking. Let's get into it.
My name is Mike Dreyer. And I'm Darren Ewert, and we are from Vancouver, Canada. And we do have the honor of being not only the creators, but the custodians. And the song that you all just heard them play as we walked out, it's a very special song. Maybe you've heard it before. For us, we see this song as a promise. It's a promise to ourselves, it's a promise to each other, it's a promise to our people. And it's a reminder that for us to be successful in this journey, we have got to pick people up, and we have got to help them step into their greatness, into their potential, and show them the way so that they can help others do the same. When you bring somebody into this opportunity and you have that moment where you see the light go on for them for the first time, and it's when they start to make the kind of money that they're finally worth, and they finally have the means to not only change their lives, but their families' lives and all of their future generations' lives. And you have this moment where you say to yourself, I'm the one who introduced that to them. I'm the one who made that possible. And you work day and night along their side to help them achieve success. Now that is truly something remarkable. And each and every one of us in this room are creating ripples out there in the world. We're helping people wake up and realize their potential, who in turn are going out and helping others wake up and realize their full potential. Because we're stronger together. Guys, remember, on the days in this journey when you feel like you are the most alone, remember this: it is impossible that you are alone, because you are the one who is blazing the trail for the future to come. So just keep going.
They're so awesome. Totally so awesome.
I love this speech. I think I have seen this speech like 50 times so far.
Yes, I know.
It is so
amazing.
inspiring, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. So for those people who are watching and they're thinking what we do social media marketing, also known as lifestyle marketing. We are the brand. And just like earlier in this video, Deborah was telling you that she started looking for a job, for a job or a business that she can do online. And and then she started getting all these advertisements about the online business, and she clicked on one of them and her life changed. So this is exactly what we do. We create advertisements and put it on social media like Instagram, YouTube, Google, to name a few.
Yes.
And people like yourself who are interested to earn from home or anywhere in the world, who are looking for an opportunity like this, who are searching online, you guys see our advertisement, you click on it, you become our lead and then distributor and then the buyer. This is how our system works. I hope I explained it short and sweet.
I was in that video. I was on stage in one of your pictures in the video.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Deborah, would you like to say anything so we end this live?
Sure. For all of you that have had the privilege to watch this and to hear Serena's story, and I hope mine inspired you as well, take a chance and just check this out. It doesn't cost you 5 cents to check this out. Check Serena's online link. Go to it, register with your name and your email address, and watch that 90-minute information session. Watch it, and sometimes you may have to watch it more than once. If you're like me, I watched it over and over again a few times, and because I knew from the minute I watched it, it would work. But I wanted to understand it 100%. And then what I did, and I hope that all of you will do too, after you watch that information session, it's going to prompt you that if you're serious about wanting to find out more about it, we asked you to pay $149 US. And then what we'll do, we'll send you a series of more information, more in-depth, more emails of information, because we want to make sure that when you decide to become an online business owner, that you're serious about this. We don't want people that are looking for get-rich-quick schemes, because that's not what we are. We're looking for serious people that want to make a change in their life. So you pay that $149, you watch all that information session, and then we're going to give you 30 days to go over all of that information over and over and over. And within 30 days, you should know if this is something you want to pursue or not. If it is, you book your coaching call, and you get to do a video, like a Zoom call, one-on-one with a live person, a coach in the business. And you get to ask all the questions you want. You're going to get in-depth information, and you're going to get exactly the information of what you need to do to become an online business owner. If it's something you don't want to do, you're scared, which a lot of people are, but if you see my logo here, it's faith, not fear, because I used to be afraid of everything. I had to get over the fear and have faith in myself, faith in the business, and faith in my God. So, once you get over fear and have faith in yourself and in this business, you can do it. Anybody can do it. But make sure that it's what you want to do. So on day 29, after receiving paying the $149, if you decide it's not for you, we'll give you back your $149. We're not in to take your $149. We're looking for very serious business partners. So do yourself due diligence. Don't be afraid. Don't be a fence sitter and sit there wondering, what if? Because that's the biggest word in the dictionary, is the word if. If I hadn't stopped, if the rabbit hadn't stopped, the fox wouldn't have caught it. If I hadn't started this online business, I wouldn't be living the lifestyle I'm living today. I wouldn't be able to help the people that I'm helping today. I would not be able to do the ministry work that I do today if it was not for this online business. So whatever your why is, don't be saying if. Don't be saying, what if I had done this a year ago? What if? Don't wait and have that. Because what if you do it and you succeed? What if you do it and you become a millionaire in 5 years? Is there any job you can do out there to become a millionaire in 5 years? If you do, you could be sharing that online because people would jump it, but there isn't anything. I have seen it all in the years of my life. And believe me, I look at these things. I have no intentions of ever leaving this business, because this is a business that has changed my lives and thousands of people that have joined me in this business. So please do yourself due diligence, check it out, and make the decision on your own. Don't listen to what we have to say. It's great you do listen to what we have to say, but make your own mind up, make your own decision. Check it out.
That's very well said. Don't wait to make make the right decision tomorrow. Take an action today.
Tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. So what are you waiting for? Just simply go to our website, enter your name and email address, and we'll send you the initial information.
Yes.
And thank you again, Deborah, for joining me today. And bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye. Hope to see you on the other side.